Freaking out, man. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all the men with power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a dream. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. Another Sunday night show. Last Sunday, probably you didn't hear me. I mean, you heard me, but it was a rebroadcasting of the show that probably you remember with the South African activist for the farmer aids, try to aiding the farmers, white farmers who are pretty much being slaughtered. So this is a process. Sometimes, I'm here, sometimes I'm not. As I said, I don't do this as my mission in life. I enjoy doing it, don't get me wrong. I think it's a great opportunity, but I have other things I do. And sometimes I'm trying to do my best to do everything. So when I can't, don't worry about it. If I'm still alive, I'll be back next Sunday, okay? Meanwhile, what I want to talk about, we talk on the show when especially I suppose international level, the end results of socialism. At the end, it will become a pure Marxism philosophy. By the way, it's pretty much at the end the same. People say, socialism is something that is democratic, and after all, it is not violent. Well, I disagree with that. Socialism, first of all, it is at the end violent, because try to do not pay some taxes, you will see that these taxes will result in at least, let's say, a SWAT team coming at your door. I'll give you an example. People say, oh no, socialism is the right way to do. After all, it's a democracy, they say so, and it's not going to be violent. It is violence. It is using the government, coercing the individual to comply with the philosophy of pretty much where the government is God, and government is supposed to give you everything that you need. But remember, a government can give you everything you need. It will also take everything from you. That's the bottom line. So, socialism is the first stage before you go to the pure, plain Marxism, or let's say Bolshevik revolution, like in South Africa. We talk, last Sunday too again. So why I'm so concerned about that? Honestly, if you believe in socialism, good for you. I couldn't care less. If you believe in the fairy tale, fine. I couldn't care less. The problem that I have when it comes down to any type of ideology, it could be, of course, involving the socioeconomics and also the individual's rights, that at the end, to make that system work, even momentarily, because remember, socialism at the end will fail. That's a fact. Look at Venezuela. Look at any other parts around the world. So the point is, at the beginning, before it fails, it will always need the coercion of the rest of the individuals. That's the problem I have. So I'm always for freedom. If you want to believe that you want to create a community, let's say a state like California. California believes that, it's pretty much a socialist country, a state. And the results, unfortunately, are what? Poverty. There is terrible conditions to work. There are no individual rights. The government is pretty much God can tell you everything, how to lead your life, even from the small things, and they make things like could be pretty much like insignificant. Think about the seatbelt. Seatbelt, it's about personal freedoms. At the end of the day, no, they remind you that you are owned by the state. And look at now that is not little at all, in Santa Barbara, California, the new city ordinance. They will punish with jail time and huge fines any type of restaurant or, let's say, establishment that will give straws. The typical straw that normally you drink. And this is the absurdity, They don't give jail time to pedophiles. They don't give jail time to people that really commit serious crimes. They get them out of jail before their time. But guess what? God forbid you give away a straw, or, you put too much salt. Don't forget New York, what they was doing before it was repealed. The city ordinance that was outlawing giving salt with your food, okay? So that's the point. So why I'm so concerned about socialism. I left Italy as a socialist country. They call it the Republic of Italy. It's not a republic. A transition from kingdom, and then, of course, from the fascism to another form of fascism that is called socialism. But at the end of the day, there is an elite group of people up there that they have everything they need, everything they want, and more. And then the rest of the working, regular people, paying the consequences of over-regulations, and more important, anything that reminds that you are nothing but a subject. So, now my point is what to do, because I see that this socialism cancer is spreading around, especially the youth. And I see many old guard, blue-collars Democrats who really were completely another generation, just a generation ago. I mean, don't forget the speech of JFK. Paraphrasing it, what America can do for you, what you can do for America. I mean, that's the bottom line. Now it's all the opposite. They want everything from America. And some of them, they were not even born here. And don't get me wrong, don't play the card with me that I'm a nativist. Listen to my accent, you know where I'm from. I wasn't born here either. But the truth is the truth. Today's Democrats, they are completely different breed from the old American Democrats. We still believe in country. We still believe in the Constitution. Even have maybe different socioeconomics, but guess what? That's another world apart. So let me bring somebody that I really respect. And we've been knowing each other since the beginning of the show. I mean, it's been amazing. More than 5 years on the air. And I met incredible people, and I tell you. And this gentleman has been an inspiration. He's always been fighting, even within his own party. That's probably the most fights he had, just to bring the facts that there is corruption everywhere. And we should stick up for the truth, no matter which party we belong to. Ronald-Odonnel, are you there?
Hi, how you doing, Zanna? I'm here. I'm so happy to hear from you after so long.
I know.
It's my pleasure.
Me too, man. We've been
I'm
busy.
really glad to be here with you again, yeah?
I know. Last time we were talking about... Go ahead.
I follow you all the time. Even though we haven't spoken, I follow you all the time.
No, I know, and I follow you too, man. And I know we've been busy. The problem that now with the show is being kind of tried to cram so much, and the time is less. So, but I wanted to bring you back. Last time we talked, you were running for Congress. You had a great fight in front of you. Your own party wanted to kick you out. They were pretty much didn't like to hear the truth. You were exposing the corruption, the Democratic Party. I've been trying to do the same in the former, I'm not Republican anymore, but the point I was trying to talk about the Republican Party corruption. So, what happened since then? Tell me, give us the updates.
Well, if you recall back then, this has been going on 5 years, but back then we discovered Benghazi, okay? On your show, I think the first time that it was ever discussed that I heard of was on your show, the Benghazi, where we, quoted Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi.
Yes.
And now it's gone even further, much further, because there's been so much revealed. The truth shall be revealed. And since our very first show on that, I got flack. In other words, somebody heard the show in the Democratic Party and they started proceeding. They told me they wanted to throw me out. I didn't care. They wanted to, kick me out. And, I said, you know what? I'm not voting for her. I'm not voting for that, and I'm not going to swear on here. And I've never sworn, but I just said, because I know what I think of her. You know what I mean? We had 4 dead Americans because of her. Then it turns out we were right.
Yeah.
It's coming all out now. What we said 5 years ago, the Mueller investigation is coming out and going, uh-oh. Yeah, Benghazi was an ammunition depot, and we were, taking weapons to the enemy, ISIS. We were supplying ISIS with all these weapons, and they wanted no evidence left behind, so I guess our American State Department employees had to get killed.
Yeah.
They would have testified, you know what I mean?
And that was just the tip of the iceberg. You remember that? That was the tip of the iceberg. I mean, think about that. From there, we went now to much more corruption at the level, the servers, the liars. They also now coming out the evidence that all this Trump-Russia collusion, you know very well. I'm not here for anybody, but what is true is true. Trump, it was set up. I mean, they set up all this file with the Russia connection, and she was involved. And look at the FBI now, the top agents confessing that they were part of this conspiracy. So this is so big, and she's still out there.
Incredible.
And she's still out there. You know, that's what freaks me out.
I know. And, this is what, your audience needs to know. You were one of the leading radio voices to even mention this. Now, you're never even discussed. But it was your show that actually started to crack the nut open here in California. And let me tell you right now, boy, it has not stopped. There's a division in this party. I'm hoping that I'm leading the opposition. Because I went out, and I went to one of the meetings and publicly announced what we had discussed. I said, look, this is not the Communist Party. There's one, and you can go sign up.
Yeah.
We are not the Socialist Party. Go sign up.
Well, that was a long time ago,
We're right. We still are the Democratic Party, and I want all of them out.
Yeah.
They wanted me out. No, the progressive. Progressive is just another name for communists.
Yeah. And this is very
and
serious.
All these guys are standing up. No, they're saying, I'm a progressive, you're a progressive, be a progressive too. It sounds like a TV commercial.
Progressive. Listen, what do you think about, Ronald, what do you think about the situation that, now, according to the news, at least the statistics, Democratic Socialists right now, especially in the youth, the college campuses, there are more than 280% increase, and you see with the new, pretty much astonishing, results of the primaries in the Democratic Party in New York, that young lady, who she's declared pretty much communist, she called socialist democratic or whatever. I forgot her last name, but she's kind of a stupid chick. I'm seriously, she doesn't know the basics.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name.
But anyway, the point is, she won.
Everybody has 4 last names now.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember in the old days, it was like, I'm Ronnie O'Donnell. I remember that.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to have to be Ronald, Stella, Centex, whatever O'Donnell. I got to catch up with the times.
Yeah.
If I don't have 4 last names, I'm a nobody.
Exactly. But anyway, the point is that I'm pretty concerned because as much as, you're saying this is not my Democratic Party that I knew, and the point is the new generation coming from a process, well-designed and planned process of re-education camps called public school, because that's what they do. Unfortunately, public school, they don't teach you stuff. They brainwash you. That's the fact. And now you see the results. We have the most of the average millennial. They don't know anything about freedom. They've been indoctrinated that the socialism is good when they never really lived in experience of a real socialist nightmare. At the same time, unfortunately, the point is, according to the system, they can still get enough votes to put people in positions of power. They will completely disregard the Constitution, and they will use the coercion of the government for their agenda. I'm very, unfortunately, afraid that that's happening. Maybe not today immediately because the people like you still out there, but when the old generation is gone, and I include myself there too, I'm not killed anymore. The point is the new generation, they never had the experience to feel what it means to be in a free country. They always think that socialism is going to be the ideal world. And that's the nightmare they will find out too late, in my opinion. What do you think is happening here?
Well, I think that, unfortunately, with people like Maxine Waters, that are stirring up the race riots, the anti-white sentiment, the white privilege sentiment. They're bringing up the race issue. We've done, my generation did everything we could do to stop the racism. Mm-hmm. And we did a pretty damn good job. We even voted in a black president twice. You know why? Because we felt, well, maybe something will change for the better. Let's give it a chance. And that's, I'm just telling you as a man what we were thinking.
Yeah.
We didn't know the guy from Adam. Then to come find out he was an Arab, born in the Philippines or somewhere. I don't even know where.
In Kenya.
Kenya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's saying it loud.
And all this other stuff. Okay. Then you were, for mentioning it, okay, you were castigated. Just because, oh, no, you can't say that. You're a Democrat. Well, wait a minute. Oh, let's see that birth certificate. Remember Sheriff Joe down there, Pio? I met him. And he's an honest guy. He put together a team to to look into that birth certificate stuff. Look what they did to him.
Yeah.
Trump had to pardon him.
Yeah.
They tried to put him into jail.
Yeah. No, it's
You
true.
know what I mean?
It's true.
And
You know what is sad? Sorry to interrupt you. We have all the evidence. Even now, we have Obama. Just I played the other day, last Sunday or so, his latest trip to South Africa, or wherever he was, on video, admitting it. And there is so much evidence
fomenting the race riots is what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you ask me what I think, that's what I think. I think that they're trying to undo everything the Democratic Party tried to establish, including a middle class for workers, not welfare bums, working people over the last 50 years. The Democratic Party was all only about helping workers improve their lifestyle, to get some benefits, to get some insurance, to get a retirement fund. They were never about radicalism, Islam, all this other crap that's going on now. We weren't about ever.
Or destruction destruction of the borders. I mean, think about if you're a worker, okay, if you're especially a blue collar, the last thing you want is to have a country with no sovereignty, with no borders, where everybody can come here.
Oh, no, we wanted all that to protect our workers.
I know, because
that's our right.
Exactly. How can you go there?
We still want it.
This is a basic foundation.
These guys are going out. They've got, you know what? They go to work and I almost swore again. I'm not going to do that to you.
Please don't make me
edit. But every day, I know, not in the air, but every day they go to work to provide for their wives and their children, and they are generous enough to, put so much money to charity to help people that maybe can't work, or maybe, whatever the reason is, they're disabled because of birth, or they're disabled because of an accident that, was unavoidable. Or a widow. It used to be called the Widows and Orphans Fund. That's what charity was in the United States government.
Yeah.
It was for widows and orphans. But every able-bodied man was required to work and not sit around the couch and smoke pot, which is real big now, and play video games. No, they didn't get no food. They didn't get nothing. Here we go again. You know what I mean? That's why I'm very upset about this. Because, you know what it did? It made those lazy bums get off the couch.
Yes. Let me tell you something. What I'm more concerned right now also is that it is not just about the welfare system is being abused for our people. It's been also now completely abused for people that they come here and they want them here as many as they can. For illegal aliens that spell it out, they want as many as they can. The moment that you have members of the Democratic Party,
for all,
for
all.
But why you think?
I asked him. I said,
Ronald.
I said, wait a minute. Oh, it makes me so angry. Never mind, I'm sorry, I'll shut up.
No, Ronald, let me ask you something, because the point is, what is the end game? Anybody with a normal mind, you don't need to be a doctor or a scientist. You understand, if you have an unlimited, let's say, flux of people, I don't care where they're from. Of course, most of them, they are from very poor countries that they have no even the education or the skills to do anything but just completely destroy the job markets, especially in the middle class area, at least the working class area. So the point is, they know that the moment that they completely destroy the borders and they create this global government, and more important, this global community where everybody can come here. There are 7 billion people out there, and I'm sure many of them, they would like to come here. They would like to leave Congo, leave even Italy, okay, like I left. They would like to come here. The point is, if you don't put a stop, if you don't control your immigration, this country pretty much sooner or later, or even very sooner than later, it will pretty much destroy itself, because especially with the welfare system, the way it's set up, this is not like 200 years ago when the Irish people came here and they were dumped, from the boat, they say, okay, now go sort it out. If you don't find today food, there is no welfare to get. Go back to Ireland if you can afford it. And
Right.
they couldn't. So that was different,
Get a job.
Yeah. So now
Go to work. Get a job.
you got people here.
Start a business.
They get immediately welfare system. They suck in social security that they never paid a dime before, and that's the problem. But what is the end game? Don't they get this, or they're just so completely desperate to get new votes, and they really want to destroy everything they can, but they want just to keep the control of their power, like Maxine Waters or any of these Democrats. They want to get more power, stay in power, just keeping these new cadres of voters under them. What do you think? Why they're doing that? I mean, I think I lost him. Let's see. Let me call him back. That was kind of weird. Out of the blue, I call with him. Let's see. Ronald O'Donnell from California, one of my first listeners. Okay, Ronald. We are trying to connect with Ronald O'Donnell. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Let's see if I get him back.
Okay, we got lost there.
No problem. Anyway, what I was saying, what is the end game? Why you think these politicians are doing that? Even a child would understand that America wouldn't any country wouldn't survive if you have no borders. If you can,
I honestly believe that they're fomenting a revolution to take over the United States of America. It's really big in Michigan. I've been watching this real carefully.
Wow.
It's bigger here, obviously. And there are pockets across America where the Middle Eastern influence money, sunk in. Their, $1.5 billion contribution to the Clinton Foundation
wow.
was the money that Hillary Clinton used to take over the Democratic Party. Literally. She paid for the Democratic Party. Fired everybody and put her own staff in there because they were broke. So we are basically, are we still here on the line, or did we get cut off again?
No, we're here on the line. I'm here listening. No,
Okay.
I agree with you.
Every time we say something sensitive, we get cut off.
That's true. I was talking before. Happened before. It is very true. I think, unfortunately, you may be right, because I really believe, look now what Antifa, that we know very well is being funded and organized by hidden powers, and even not so hidden. Look at George Soros, just one. The point is they want to...
By foreign power.
Exactly.
This is the Middle Eastern oil money that is taking over this country. And don't kid yourself. They could not believe it after giving billions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation that Trump won.
Yeah.
When the Democratic Party found out that I voted for Trump and went on your show and said I'm asking all the other real true Democrats to vote for Trump, I was castigated.
Yeah.
I was threatened. I had my life threatened.
Yeah, you remember that.
Hell,
now, tell me something, Ronald. What happened since the last time we talked? I know that you were running for Congress. I know you had the primaries. I know that you didn't win, I guess. Tell me details, please. But I know that you fought very hard for it. Tell me what happened.
What happened was basically the Democratic Party came up with a candidate, paid her $500,000 to run against me.
Wow. Wow. How many votes did she get?
But they gave her the money to defeat me. And, of course, that's a lot of money for this small little desert community.
Yeah.
That money went a long way, and she beat me. But the problem what happened was, because they did that to defeat me, which they did, in California, the top two vote getters go on to the, general election, which is in November. And those two candidates are both Republican. So the Democratic Party has no representative from Congress from here than me.
Wow.
I cost them $500,000 though, so that made me feel a little better.
Well, the point is they prefer to lose than make you win. That's the bottom line. And I'm just curious, how many votes did she get for $500,000?
Well, she got about honestly about 40,000. I didn't even look. I know it was really a lot.
Yeah.
And I only got 5.
Okay.
But I didn't have any advertising. I didn't even. When they went ahead and gave her that $500,000, honestly, I just didn't even bother to
I see.
continue the last 2 or 3 months because there was nowhere this was going to go.
I know.
And I'm self-financed. That money comes out of my pocket.
I know, and
But
I remember
I'm also a realist.
I remember at your state elections, when you ran for state senator, you got a lot of votes. I mean, you were very close to almost winning the primaries.
I got 140,000.
That was huge.
Yeah, and I'm running again, just so you know, in 2020, just to be a pain in the
I
side,
agree.
You know what I mean?
Agree. You should.
I'm not letting them up. I'm going to go ahead and fight them all the way.
Listen,
And I'm going to keep telling people, vote for Trump, because even though he has some defects, he is an American. He does love this country, and he has a wonderful opportunity for us to at least get some breathing time to make the changes that we need. But if we don't wake up and vote for Trump and Republicans in Congress this time, we're going to have a Democratic majority, and you're going to have a communist government.
I agree.
And you better just hide your guns right now, because here in California, the DA declined to prosecute me. Thank goodness. But I still have a year where he can.
For what?
So that's
for what tried to prosecute you? I missed that. What happened?
Oh, for pointing the gun and chasing some MS-13 member out of my garage. He ran down and filed a complaint against me.
What? It was in your garage? I missed that. Oh, my God. So somebody...
Well, that's what I was telling you. 2 weeks before the election.
Really?
Yeah, in other words, they want everybody on the book. I'm out there now on the book. The DA declined to prosecute. I had to show up on the 17th of, when was it? Just last month. Yeah.
So,
I went and they declined to prosecute, but that leaves that.
So,
they can prosecute.
But can I ask you something? You don't need to answer it right now, especially if the investigation is still open. You were in your home. You were in your garage. Somebody broke in without your permission while you were there?
Well, here's what happened. We were out in the driveway, and we got into an argument about something. You know what I mean? Which I got to be careful. But anyway, it was like, I said, hey, man, just get the hell out of here. Get the beef out of it.
Okay.
He wouldn't leave. So then he turns around and he says, well, I'm going into your office and grabbing my paperwork. I said, no, your name's not on that. That's my paperwork. He said, well, I got a gun in my truck. I said, well, go get it then. And he walks down to his truck, and I walked into my garage deeper. And I said, he came up, and I just kind of like pointed my squirt gun at him, get it? And said, you take one more step, and I'm going to blow your head off.
Well, I'm curious to know,
That's
first of all,
if
somebody in California can carry a gun in their car, they better have a California permit, concealed carry permit. It's very hard to get. I wonder.
Right, but in your house, you need a permit also.
Oh, really? Even in your house? I didn't know that. I missed that. But for sure, when you're driving, you can't carry a gun unless you have a permit. And I know they're very difficult. I wonder if this person had a license to carry a gun in their car, in his car.
Well, they won't even tell me who filed the complaint against me.
Wow.
They told me I have to get a subpoena to get his. And I went, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute. How does that work here in California? Someone files a complaint against me. I'm a criminal. I have to get a subpoena to find out who filed a complaint against me.
Wow.
This is how crazy California's law has gone.
I'm not a lawyer, but this is for me completely against the basic of our Constitution. You're supposed to always be knowing,
That's our state.
Oh my gosh, it's like worse than Europe. Listen, I'm very concerned because, I don't think this is an accident. Somebody coming to you and just before the elections, before the elections try to provoke you, at least come in a confrontation. Then they say, I go get a gun and you defend yourself, even just, displaying your fire on your property. That's very dangerous situation, in my opinion. But
well, when the sheriffs come out to, look for a weapon, okay, I got to tell you, because you'll love it, all right? I invited him into my office, and I said, here's my paperwork. This doesn't belong to that man. I said, look around here. These in federal court, bankruptcies, federal cases, retired. I work for attorneys. I work for people. No one's allowed in this office. And I told him he's not coming in here. I have court records in here. Nobody's allowed in here. My own daughter doesn't come in here. And this guy's telling me he's going to barge in and take my stuff. I said, no, you can't do that, buddy. Just go. I asked him to get off my property 5 times.
Wow.
And he come in and he's threatening like he has a gun. Well, when they came in to search for a weapon, they found a squirt gun.
Well, interesting. Listen, let me play this little quick audio that is also a video from Fox News.
What I wanted to tell you, though,
yes,
your audience will be happy to hear, and I can't make this up.
Yeah.
So they're sitting in my office, right? Because I invited them in after they looked through my garage for a weapon. And the guy sits there, and I have a poster on my wall. I'm going to look at it right now. It says, Love, Guns, and Freedom that you sent me, that big poster.
Yeah.
I have an extra copy of your album there.
Okay.
Behind glass.
Thank you.
I have a copy here. I have the envelope that you sent it to me in.
Wow.
And I got a copy of this coffee, the empty bag. I put it up there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And your business card.
So probably now they think, you're an affiliated to this, extremist.
They've been there for a couple years. I don't even pay attention to it,
Wow.
The cop, that's all he saw, the sheriff. He said, what's that up there,
Wow, it's a gun, because the poster, there is an AR-15, so that's enough to freak him out. A poster with a little logo of the AR-15. Wow, you gotta watch it, because that's enough probable cause to get a warrant, even they don't need a warrant, they just break into your home. Listen, I am
that's the only thing, that's the only thing he commented on. You know what I mean?
Pretty amazing. My little poster with my AR-15 must have shocked them, as an assault weapon poster. Wow.
Yeah, your little display up there is 2 feet wide, about 2.5 feet long.
Listen, Ronald, I want to play 1 second this little video. Listen to me. I don't know if you can hear, but I'll tell you the short story. This is the woman who was arrested because she was climbing the Statue of Liberty to protest ICE. I will play the audio. Probably you can't hear it, but the audience should be able to hear it. Stay there, and I want to ask you a couple of things. Listen to her talking about cussing. Pretty much she said that America is, just a lot of bad names, and she's from Congo, by the way, I guess. Let's see her. Stay there. 1 second. I'm going to bring it in right now.
Patricia Akomo screaming that. Just listen.
America! America! I made a song. If it fits you, so be it. If it doesn't, America, you mother, you drug addict, you KKK, you fascist USA. I'll say it one more time. America, you mother, you drug addict, you KKK, you fascist USA.
So she's a naturalized U.S. citizen.
Whoa.
But, guys, this is with the radical left. Again, not all Democrats. I mean, there was a reasonable wing of the Democrat Party for a long time. My mother was one. She was a Democrat forever, a JFK Democrat. That's been largely gone. They've been hijacked by this radical far left. But this is who they are. This is, and Donald Trump has exposed them. They've been this forever. David Horowitz has always called them the anti-communists. We're the anti-communists, right? We're the people who fight for freedom and believe in liberty and the republic. They're the anti-communists. They're against us. Everything we stand for, they're against. And whatever that was, that speech right there, that is who the radical far left is. I mean, that's it.
Where would your mom go today?
I don't know if you could hear it, Ronald. But bottom line, this is a lady. You remember the lady who was arrested for?
Yeah.
I don't know if you
That
watched.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, but not really, because that's now the new type of immigrations they want. By the way, she's a naturalized citizen, and she can vote. And the fact now that she wants the destruction of our borders, she wants the removal of our immigration agency. Listen, if we have no borders, we have no immigration agency, this can become another, just another Congo, another whatever. There is no more sovereignty. So the point, that's pretty, as you said, this is a revolutionary plan to infiltrate the country and to get as many of these agents being able to somehow change the country from within. And by the way, so much that she left Congo, now she comes here, and I say things are not perfect anywhere, but for sure it's better here than Congo. And if you could hear her little short speech, there were two words, America, MF, and you're a bunch of fascists. That's it. Okay, why don't you, if you hate it so much, why don't you go back to Congo? That would be my question. What do you think? What would you tell her?
No, honestly, what I really think is what we talked about earlier. I think that
I'm losing you.
Permanent racial animosity amongst the races here in America, because they want to take over control of, to find a to divide us. And they're doing it along racist lines. You never heard ever before them calling us Nazis, racist, white privilege. I mean, they create these words.
Yeah.
Okay? Just to go ahead and start that racial divide. Now, I have a lot of black friends, and they know what I'm talking about. In other words, it isn't unknown amongst black people. We have a lot of black people that know, oh my God, Ron, look, after 50 years we've been trying to heal our country since John F. Kennedy, since Robert Kennedy, since Martin Luther King. We've spent a half a century trying to heal America. We just about did it, and these people, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
They want that race war. And this is what I am concerned about, and that's why I'm warning my people to get ready, prepared, because it's going to happen.
Well, unfortunately, it's looking bad. It's looking bad, and I tell you, you know that I'm not a Republican anymore. A long time ago, and I have no,
right?
But I'm trying to be very fair. And I say, as you said
You're an
before,
American.
Exactly. As I said,
you're an American.
As you said before, Trump is not perfect, but he's the best thing we have. And I tell you one thing. At the beginning, I was even more suspicious about Trump. I thought maybe he's just playing the game. Maybe now when I see how much hate, how much conspiracy against him, how much also personal attacks. This is no more about doing the wrestling match, funny fight. This is about now coming after his family, after his sons, after his wife. And there is a point that he's pretty much alone. I mean, look at the Republican Party, because it's easy to always blame it on the Democrats. Let's look at the Republicans in Congress, that they had Congress the last few years since Trump was elected, and they could have changed a lot of things. But when it comes down to the important things, they are keeping the same things Obama did. So they are stop blaming it just on Obama. Look at your Republican parrots, look at these traitors like the Ryan in Congress, Paul Ryan, or maybe the other one in the Senate, I forgot his last name, the Speaker of the Senate. I mean, these people, they are exactly part of the same plan. So much that Obamacare is still there. And many other things could have been repealed, they are still there. So the fact is, I really feel that right now Trump is in a very important step, because JFK, what happened to him, there was a long time ago, but not as long. And more important, they've done it once, they cannot do it twice. At the end, Trump is just a man. And I don't think, even inside the White House, how many traitors there are there, how many people they've been, found that they are working against him. So I start to see that he's tried generally to do some good things when it comes down to sovereignty and borders. And at the same time, he's still playing sometimes some games that to appease them. But I'm very concerned because right now I don't see any other alternative but him. What do you think?
Boy, that's a heck of a question. You know, what I honestly think is, I grew up in the '60s during the race riots. I have seen nothing like what is going on for 50 years. For 50 years now. But you know what? It's so similar to what we were. I was only a teenager, and like I couldn't believe what's going on. You know, because I live in Pittsburgh. You know, but you guys were never told. I know, and I know this is hard for you to believe, but there was an organized effort to start burning down. Actually, they burned down 18 cities in one weekend in America. And that is you never see it on the news. That's hidden history. And it's on the internet. You can see. They burnt 25% of the north side of Pittsburgh. They started the fires in Compton, in Los Angeles. Fires in Miami. Fires in New York. Fires in Ohio. All over Ohio. All at the same time. Orchestrated. That wasn't the Democratic Party that did it. That wasn't the Republican Party that did it. That was the Black Muslim Panther Party that did it. And they're back after 15 years. And they got their money from the Middle East.
Wow.
The number 2 head of the Democratic Party is Keith. He calls himself Ellison. His name is Hakem. He took his oath of office on the Koran.
We were talking about
He is
that.
a Black Muslim.
Wow.
Well, I told you that on one of your shows.
Yeah, well, that was
So this will
for the
be
elections.
Well, there you go. What do you think? How do you get in there? Who do you think? What do you think the plan is? The plan is to conquer by separating and dividing us. And Trump's plan is to unite us.
No,
for our patriotism.
I believe, and even as
and
I
if
said,
they want to call me a Nazi, they want to call me a white privileged, they want to call me all these names, well, they can go to hell.
I agree.
I am an American.
Listen,
I am an American.
Ronald, let me ask you something. This is pretty much we're at the end now for this segment. The reality here is that, as I said, Trump more and more after the look at the FBI conspiracy against him. This is like this Russia stuff has been going since the beginning with no foundation.
They're trying to destroy that man.
Destroy.
And his family.
Yeah. But my point is, there is a point that when all this evidence that now is coming out, these people they're supposed to be arrested. The Robert Mueller, the Attorney General under Obama, Loretta Lynch, whatever it's her name, all these people involved in this. Let's not even forget Hillary Clinton. They are supposed to be right now. And look at the Attorney General that we have, Sessions, that the day after he was, assigned to his job, it was confirmed, he recused himself to even touch Hillary Clinton. Right there would be enough to say, we have been taken over. There is somebody,
goodbye.
We've been taken over.
Yeah, I agree.
And
but I know that, I wish I could ever sit down and talk with Donald Trump. I could teach him a lot because he grew up on the rich side of the railroad tracks, and I grew up on the poor side of the railroad tracks. But I know he has the power to fire Mueller right now. He's in charge of the whole United States executive branch. He can fire all of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And he should.
He should.
Get them all out. There's plenty of patriots that would want that job.
Yeah.
They would do it for nothing.
Oh, I know. And this is the only way at this point, because, I want to be fair also. We don't know many things. At the same time, I understand that he needs to fulfill the promise that he told us. But the same way, when you have families, when you have children, when you have things that we don't know, and that nobody's untouchable, especially relatives. They can kill the president. Imagine what they can do to family members, that they're out there. So we don't know everything. All I know that they somehow right now really hate him at international level, and of course the elite that already had set up with Obama 8 years a good plan to destroy this country. They feel like it's been a big pain in their machine, like almost a stick between the tires to stop this new world order, this global government. So I fear for his life right now. I start to believe he's genuine on many things. He's still playing some games. I was disappointed when he completely changed his direction when he attacked Syria. That was completely something that was uncalled, unconstitutional, and more importantly, immoral, without any type of real evidence, and more important, without authority. But, you know, as I said, I believe that many of these decisions, they are made by the people around him. But when it comes down lately to the latest thing I've been seeing about sovereignty and trying to stop these open borders and destruction of America, is the only hope we have. Listen, I want to give you the floor.
I have a comment. I have a comment, though.
Go ahead.
When we're talking about Mueller,
yeah.
Okay? And, you know, I don't think Trump, by any means, is stupid. I think Trump knows. Mueller has already issued approximately 25,000 indictments.
Wow.
That are, you know, weeks away from being served.
Wow.
But he's issued them. And one of the, you know, Trump's problems is they have nothing to do with the so-called Russian, you know, inquiry. And I think that might all be a front for us to be looking over there. And I think Trump's a pretty smart guy. I think he's waiting for Mueller to serve those 25,000 indictments, and that's for the child sex trafficking, and most of them are Middle Eastern people. But the issues we've just discussed today, these are the, you know, Clintons and the Clinton Foundation and the this and the that, and all the players. And right now, I think he's just letting Mueller hang on, playing, you know, kind of playing stupid. Like, you know, just let him go ahead and see what he's going to do and wait for those indictments to come out. I mean, Mueller's taken millions and millions and millions of dollars for these indictments that he's promised to go ahead and release all year this year.
Yeah.
Well, let's release them.
Yeah.
Let's see them. I think Trump's just as curious as you and I are.
Well, we'll see what happens.
And Americans should be.
We will see, and for sure, you know, they need to remove these, as I said, president come and go. But
yeah, I agree, we need to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But I want him to go ahead and release those indictments now.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you what. It'll solve every problem that we're looking at in the news. You know the news isn't going to talk about anything we talked about today.
No. Now there is, of course, a reality that even people that normally used to believe to the mainstream news, they start to understand that. There are still few exceptions, of course, that people would like to hear their truth or whatever they think is true. But now look at CNN, look at MSNBC, look even at Fox News. I mean, they're losing so much. I mean, all the main network, they realize that the average person realizes that we've been lied. That's the reality. So it's a point that we have still this opportunity to talk, communicate through the internet, and of course some talk radio shows, especially independent media, and that's what we can do to wake up our fellow Americans. I need to let you go now, Ronald. I have to close this segment, but I want to say, first of all, I give you 1 minute, whatever you want to say to close, as normally as I do. Go ahead.
Okay, well, one of my campaign issues was the pedophile trafficking in Hollywood here in California. And I'm proud to tell you, Trump signed back in March of 17, you know, a proclamation to go after them, which is one of the reasons why I voted for Trump. And to date, nationally, he, you know, has caused over 1,500 arrests of child pedophile traffickers, of which 238 are right in the heart of Hollywood. Well, that didn't happen by accident. This is an issue that the news doesn't want to talk about. Nobody will talk about, but they're abusing these children. They're making them prostitutes at age 12, and God knows what else. They also, in Pittsburgh now they're releasing indictments of, honest to God, I can't believe it, over 180 priests.
Wow.
In western Pennsylvania, where I grew up, and I was a Catholic, remember?
Yeah.
I was, grade school and high school, and I saw it going down, but nobody believed me. Well, they are believing me now.
Yeah.
I don't I'm just speaking the truth. You are just speaking the truth. Because we want to heal our country. We want to heal our nation. But look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm begging you, stand behind President Trump, even with his frailties and his problems, because he does have some, background, with the women, you know what I mean? But God bless him, he's over that. He's 71 now. And that was when he was in his youth. But they keep bringing it up. Sorry, I even did now that I think about it. Because that's the only thing they got against the guy. Other than that, he's a patriot. He is an American. He is going to stand up for this country to the day he dies, and I'm asking each and every one of you to do the same. And don't give up your Second Amendment. Don't give up your First Amendment. Don't give up any of your rights. They'll take them one at a time, as they did in California, spelled with a K.
Yeah.
They stripped us of our rights to what I have.
Ronald, I think the line is cutting off again. Listen, I need to let you go. I need to let you go, Ronald. I'll talk to you next time. I had to cut it off. Listen, you listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. I want to just say the last few minutes. Hopefully I can get Ron back from the segment. This Skype has been very weird today.
And God bless you. God bless you, Santa.
Thank you, Ronald. I got you for the last part. Thank you. I'll call you later, okay? Stay around. Okay, thank you. Let me close this segment. What I was saying, this is the most important thing we can do right now, because I really believe that we are hanging by a thread. If you think about it, if it wasn't for right now President Trump, the agenda, the globalist agenda, would have completely gone at full speed. Think of what was Hillary now, the borders, the immigration problem. That is not immigration, it's an invasion problem. The Second Amendment, everything else. Don't get me wrong, as I said, Trump is not perfect, okay? At the beginning I thought it was a part of this sort of, confusion game. Maybe just try to make us believe something, then using him as the fall guy. Maybe he still is. All I know that I don't know anybody normal in his mind who would put his family at such a danger like he is right now. Forget about his personal life, because really he's the most hated probably president from the people out there that don't even know what's going on. Just because the media, they've been completely together, binding together, and using their propaganda to create a monster. I mean, seriously, Trump has been doing not only the same thing that Obama did when it comes to immigration, he's been given more clemency. He's been doing probably better, more humane things. Talking about the separation of the children, Obama was used to do it before. Trump tried to solve the problem. I mean, there's so many things that is completely just a joke, if you think about it, and in hypocrisy. So my point is, I believe Trump is doing something real that is really damaging their plans. My point is, what if we lose Trump, or more important, we lose the edge that now we had, and look at this, the last elections, even with the majority in Congress and Senate and the presidency, we could not even go through very important steps that were foundations and pillars of defeating the Democrats, like Obamacare. The truth that among the Republicans there are many traitors, and I'm very, very straight about that. That's why, I completely say this is not about the Democrats' fault. This is not about the liberals. This is about a class of politicians that they do pretty much like a match wrestling show to fight each other. By the end, they take the orders from the same masters. That's the point. We need to expose them in both parties. My begging is, please stop playing the party, little loyal puppet. Be an American. Stand up for the truth. If you see, let's say, fraud, if you see crimes, if you see fraud, anything that could be evil in your party, don't try to cover it up because it's one of your guys. That's exactly where they want us to be the partisan lines. After all, I'm a Democrat. I must defend my girl or my guy. No, we don't defend anybody but the truth. That's what we should do. That's how we should expose corruption, no matter where it is. So anyway, that's pretty much the story. Now, remind you, this show, it's about something that normally you would never hear on regular commercial airwaves. I have no allegiance but the truth. I have no allegiance but to this republic. That's it. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I make mistake, and I'm sorry about that. But the point is, I'm generally trying to do the right thing. I don't even want to be here. I don't have the ambition to be a radio guy. My only goal is to bring you some sort of thinking and information that can help you somehow to take action. That's all I ask you. I don't ask you to follow orders. I ask you to take action and use your brain. Now, in Porta, I ask you for your help, though. The station, K-Talks, is being unbelievable, how it continues to deliver this sort of very free information, where there is no censorship, you know. And also, of course, my program, Love, Guns, and Freedom. You can listen to the rebroadcast at lovegunsfreedom.com. You know very well that is about independent producer. That's me. So if you want to support the show, it's very simple. You go to zanna.us, www.zanna.us. You can see what I do for a living, at least some of the things I do. You can download any of my songs, even if you're around the world. All you need is 99 cents. Hey, look, I want to buy you a coffee, 99 cents. Go on Amazon.com or zanna.us, download the song, spread it, and use it maybe for your YouTube channel. I appreciate it. That's how you help the show. Then, of course, if you're in the States, a lot of things happening here. Try to create new projects. I have this Kingman Force on Force training facility, amazing, in Kingman. We also will broadcast live feed lessons, okay? How to defend yourself with your empty hands, anything in between, from knives, edges, weapons, and of course edge weapons, and of course firearms. We have very unique firearm training. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. Try to help you to empower yourself, to defend yourself, your family, your rights, and hopefully our country. And wherever you're around the world, if you believe in freedom, I consider you a brother and sister in freedom. God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Thank you.
Back to Calico, I will go.